Audience, please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent alarm. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the Wayne Memorial High School JROTC and the National Anthem. Please be seated. Parents, family, and friends of the graduates, members of the Board of Education, fellow educators, and honored guests, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the commencement ceremonies for the Wayne Memorial High School's graduating class of 2012. Commencement is a formal ceremony. We are asking for your help in maintaining the dignity of this event by observing the following traditions. Please refrain from leaving your seat to take pictures during the ceremony. Professional photographers will be taking color photos of all graduates as they receive their diploma. These photos will be available for purchase. Therefore, personal pictures should only be taken after the ceremony. This is a right and proper ceremony. We are sure that you agree that each family member present today has a right to hear their graduate's name when it is announced. We ask you for your respectful silence during the diploma ceremony. Please hold all applause until all the graduates have received their diploma. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the audience will be asked to stand and recognize the class of 2012. Thank you for your cooperation. At this time, I would like to introduce my colleague, Assistant Principal Jessica Schultz.
It is my privilege to introduce the Wayne Westland Community Schools Board of Education and the Administrative Cabinet. Please stand and be recognized as you are introduced. Audience, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Wayne Westland Community Schools Board of Education, Mrs. Carol Medell, President, Mr. John Gochi, Vice President, Mrs. Cindy Schofield, Secretary, Mrs. Shauna Walker, Treasurer, Mr. Tom Buckaloo, Trustee, Mrs. Andrea Clausen, Trustee, Dr. Frederick Weaver, Trustee. The Administrative Cabinet, Dr. Gregory Barresi, Superintendent of the Wayne Westland Community Schools, Dr. Paul Salah, Deputy Superintendent of Educational Services, Mr. Jim Larson Scheidler, Deputy Superintendent of Administrative and Business Services, Mr. John Mills, Senior Executive Director of Special Education. I take great pleasure in now introducing the Vice President of the Class of 2012, Emily Luke.
I would like to introduce the administration of Wayne Memorial High School. Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Mr. Greg Ambrose, Athletic Administrator, Ms. Jessica Schultz, Assistant Principal, Mr. Kevin Weber, Assistant Principal, Mr. Andrew Rosinski, Assistant Principal, Ms. Valerie Orr, Principal. The administration of the William D. Ford Career Technical Center, Ms. Sue Wilk, Assistant Principal, Mr. Steve Kay, Principal. The Faculty Council of Wayne Memorial High School, Ms. Kristen Chason, Counseling, Ms. Jenna Strand, Language Arts, Ms. Pam Husson, Business, Ms. Christine Duke, World Languages, Ms. Martha Ware, Life Skills, Mr. Steve Vasiloff, Industrial Arts, Mr. Andy Reisnen, Mathematics, Ms. Catherine Stelma, Physical Education, Ms. Lisa Gruich, Science, and Ms. Carrie Hurwitz, Social Science. Sponsors for the senior class of 2012, Ms. Jamie Kubik and Ms. Jen Troike. Will the rest of the staff members please stand? Please recognize the staff of Wayne Memorial High School, the William D. Ford Career Technical Center, and Central Office Administration. I would now like to introduce the President of the Wayne Memorial High School Senate, Mr. Cody Huffaker.
Good afternoon. I would like to introduce the 2012 class officers and Senate Executive Board. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Class officers, President Amy Papanoff, Vice President Emily Luke, Treasurer Brooke Petruska, Corresponding Secretary Alina Brantley, Recording Secretary Megan Watson, Publicity Manager Alyssa Roberts, Historian Lillian Reed. Now for the Senate officers. Vice President Jennifer Farley, Treasurer Jennifer McCaffrey, Corresponding Secretary Destiny Bullock, Recording Secretary Samantha Rainey, and Sergeant at Arms Ryan Leonard. Please recognize the senators seated with the graduates of the class of 2012. These senators have earned 50 hours or more of service to the school, class, and community. Please stand now. The student government sashes are worn in recognition of their significant contribution to the class of 2012. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Matt Dyroff and the Zebra Symphony Band, who will be performing Chorale and Shaker Dance by John Zedlik. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Wayne Memorial High School, the Zebra Symphony Band. Thank you, Mr. Dyroff. Dr. Barresi began his professional career as a high school teacher in 1974. Since that time, he has taught at the college level and served as a department chairperson, assistant principal, vocational director, assistant superintendent, and presently as the superintendent of the Wayne-Westland Community Schools. Dr. Barresi has been the superintendent of the Wayne-Westland Community School District for 15 years. He is the longest-serving superintendent in the history of our school district, and we continue to find him working enthusiastically for the good of our students. Over the years, Dr. Barresi has established himself as a strong advocate for quality public education. He has provided legislative testimony at both the federal and state levels of government. He has successfully lobbied for improved school legislation. Under his leadership, the district continues to improve the educational environment for all students in our schools, preparing them to compete in a global marketplace. He continues to focus his full efforts on making Wayne-Westland the best place to be for students, parents, staff, and the community. Regardless of the issues that may lie ahead, we can rest assured that our superintendent will support our community and your sons and daughters. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Gregory Barresi.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Orr. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome and congratulations to the class of 2012. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, members of the class of 2012, it is both a pleasure and an honor for me to be part of this significant occasion and be on stage to share with you in your commencement exercises. I am so proud of each and every one of our graduates that are here with us today. You made it, and you're about to cross one of the most important thresholds in your career. Your journey thus far has been special, and each of your journeys have been different, filled with academic success, athletic victories, friendships that will last a lifetime, and a journey that has been met by a number of detours and even a few forks in the road. The important thing is you are here today, and your hard work has paid big dividends. Congratulations to all of you. I would be remiss, however, if I didn't recognize the people that helped you reach this milestone. The mums and the dads and the grandparents, the aunts and the uncles, the sisters and the brothers, your friends, and all of those who have loved you and stood behind you every step of the way on this wonderful journey. I also want to recognize the outstanding and devoted administrators and teachers that believed in you and helped keep you on track. All of you are part of the Wayne-Westland Community Schools family, and I thank you very much. We couldn't have done it without you. The class of 2012 has helped set new standards of achievement for other classes to emulate. Our graduates have added to the excellence that Wayne Memorial High School is made of, and they have sustained Wayne pride. This graduating class is among the brightest and the best that have ever crossed this stage. They have completed one of the most rigorous curriculums and academic programs ever from one of the state's finest high schools, Wayne Memorial High School. The requirements for graduation today are among the most rigorous across the entire nation. So please let me share and celebrate with you the many achievements and accomplishments of this graduating class. The Wayne Memorial High School graduating class of 2012 has earned over $3.6 million in scholarships, and that is an all-time school record. Congratulations. There are 17 valedictorians in this class. There are 112 academic letters that have been awarded to this graduating class, which requires a 3.5 grade point average or better. Our graduates have received regional, state, and national honors in academia, athletic competitions, as well as the fine arts. and our students have been selected by media and TV as being the brightest and the best. There have been 38 Presidential Education Awards for academic excellence in this class, and that requires a cumulative grade point average or 3.8 for over 4 years. And our graduates have also been involved in extraordinary service learning projects and charity work, providing clothes, food, and money for the less fortunate, and have been involved in numerous community projects over the year. Several of our graduates have made the ultimate sacrifice. They have enlisted in the armed forces, and they will be serving our country with honor and valor. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you and all of those who have served in the military before you. We must never forget, freedom isn't free. If you are a graduating senior this year and you are joining the military, I would like you to please stand and remain standing. Also, if you're an ROTC student enrolled in college and you are going to be joining the military after college, please stand and remain standing. Those in the audience who have served in the military, I would like you to stand and please remain standing. And also those that are currently serving in the military, I would also like you to stand and remain standing. We all owe you a great sense of gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in a round of applause to show our appreciation and recognize these brave individuals. Thank you all so much. Whether it was for academics, the arts, career technical education, athletics, or other school-sponsored extracurricular activities, the honors and the awards go on and on. Congratulations on your many extraordinary accomplishments. We are all so very proud of you. It's been a long-standing tradition that the superintendent address the graduating class and provide some parting knowledge, a little advice, and maybe a little bit of encouragement along the way. So understanding all of that and knowing that you can't wait to get that diploma in your hands, I'll do my best to be reasonably short, meaningful, and focus on our graduates. So graduates, I'd like you to stay with me for the next few minutes. If there's anything that you remember from today, I'd like you to remember the following. Your greatest challenge as you begin your next journey in life is how you live out your personal story. Challenges can be stepping stones or stumbling blocks. It's just a matter of how you view them. I want you today to take some time and reflect on your family who have supported you and that also who love you very much. You will find from this point forward you will have unprecedented appreciation for your family as time goes on. Family will always be there for you during good times and during bad times. So make sure to say thank you to your family members and let them know today how much you really love them. It's the right thing to do, and it's even cool. I ask you also to be contributing members of our society. Avoid greed and selfishness. Work hard, be ethical, do your work the way you would expect others to do theirs. Be kind, be respectful. Remember the golden rule, to treat others as you would like to be treated. Be patient, give others time, be a good listener, think before you react. Don't allow ignorance, cruelty, or anything else along those lines to define your character. Be honest. Have truthful conversations. Truthful conversations with compassion and understanding are powerful, and they can change the dynamics of a relationship. It is the foundation of trust. Provide encouragement and inspiration to others and be accountable for your actions. Apologize and forgive. There's nothing wrong with saying, "I'm sorry," accept, "I'm sorry," and don't hold a grudge. Always be graceful. And take time to look around you and reflect. Ask yourself, am I the person I want to be? And if not, what do I need to do to change paths? Lastly, don't be influenced by special interest or small groups of naysayers or misguided people. Be a leader, not a follower. Knowledge, education, and good judgment is the formula for success. Be your beautiful self and be all you can be. David Keich once said, long-term success is built on credibility and on establishing enduring, loving relationships with quality people based on mutually earned trust. Cut all ties with dishonest, negative, or lazy people and associate with people who you share the same values with. You become who you associate with. So, remember, you are more educated than any generation that has come before you. You have had more educational resources and technology than any generation that has come before you. You are prepared to compete in the global marketplace. I challenge each of you to use all of your power, skills, and education to restore the value of responsibility, civility, and character back into our society, the value of education and hard work. Remember, the greatest rewards in life don't come from instant gratification, but from sustained effort and hard work. Don't be blinded by ignorance. Maintain the highest level of civility in our public debate. Be tolerant and enhance diversity. Accept responsibility for your own destiny. Be honest with your inner self. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. Remember, no one, not your parents, not the government, not your society, and not the courts, no one owes you anything. Your dreams are your blueprints of the soul. They should take you by the hand and lead you toward your purpose and passion in life. Mrs. Orr, I'd like to thank you and your entire staff for a job well done. You have prepared our graduates for tomorrow's challenge. It is my prayer for our graduates and their parents, family, teachers, and friends that you choose to live your life courageously and honorably with high purpose, and in doing so, give definition to your lives. On behalf of the Wayne Westland Community Schools Board of Education, and from all of us associated with this fine educational institution, I salute and commend each and every graduate of the class of 2012 that are here today with us that have achieved this outstanding accomplishment in their educational career. Good luck and Godspeed.
It is my privilege to introduce the distinguished alumnus, Mr. Jerry Jason, from the class of 1986. Mr. Jason is a flight director, missions operator directorate at NASA in Houston, Texas. He served previously as the branch chief of the avionics division and is currently assigned to the automated transfer vehicle project. Mr. Jason's distinguished career includes earning a patent for a low dew point gas generator cooling system, receiving a group achievement award, being selected as a Space Flight Achievement honoree, and being awarded the NASA Outstanding Leadership Medal in 2010. He began his career in Maumee, Ohio in 1991 as a field service and product development engineer for Surface Combustion Incorporated. 5 years later, he moved to Houston, Texas to work for the United Space Alliance. From 1996 to 1998, he earned a certification as an Ascent Entry and Orbit Space Shuttle Flight Controller. He had the opportunity to support 6 shuttle missions. In 1998, he began his career with NASA as a flight controller. During the past 14 years, he has supported over 22 shuttle missions and has been the assistant director of the Johnson Space Center. Today, Mr. Jason is here to celebrate his beginnings with us in Wayne Westland. He attended Hamilton Elementary, followed by Marshall Junior High School. While at Wayne, he was a member of the varsity track team, varsity football team, and the Student Senate. Because of his learning experiences in Wayne Westland, Mr. Jason was able to pursue his academic passion at the Michigan Technological University. While at MTU, he was a member of the Mu Kappa Mu fraternity and the Phi Kappa Tau National Fraternity. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Metallurgical Engineering in 1991. He currently resides in Houston, Texas with his wife, Melinda, and his 3 children, Tess, Nico, and Kira. During his free time, he enjoys ice hockey and studying aviation and naval history. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished alumnus for 2012, Mr. Jerry Jason.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here. It's great to be back in Michigan. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2012. I know you worked hard to get here, so why don't you give yourself another round of applause. Go ahead. I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate and recognize the parents, grandparents, and guardians that helped make your graduation possible. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Finally, let's give a round of applause to your teachers, counselors, principals, and support staff that helped you get through these last 4 years. Thank you very much. It's great to be back after 26 years. As I look around this auditorium and see all the excited faces of the graduates and the proud smiles on the parents, it brings me back to when I graduated. You'll never forget the friends you made and the moments that you've shared while you're here at Wayne Memorial High School. You know, the thing I probably missed the most from high school were the football games. They were always awesome. The fans were great, and the band was always awesome and enthusiastic, and that was probably the point I missed the most. 26 years since I graduated. It is amazing the changes and advances we've seen in the last 2.5 decades. In that time, the internet has gone from its infancy to something we can't imagine living without. When I was growing up, the simplest video games were the size of vending machines. All those games I played growing up now can fit on a memory card the size of a quarter. In the year I graduated, 1986, Intel introduced the first microprocessor. Since that time, computer processing power has not increased by a factor of 100 or 1,000, but by 10,000-fold. And in 1986, we also saw the launch of the International Space Station, or the Space Station Mir. Now, as I speak to you today, 2 American astronauts, 1 European astronaut, and 3 cosmonauts are flying 240 miles over our head, circling the Earth once every 90 minutes aboard the International Space Station. Just think for a moment. The United States and Russia in a partnership to better mankind and our understanding of Earth. I know growing up in the 1980s during the Cold War era, I never would imagine this possibility. What an incredible modern world we live in, where technology has brought us closer together as a people and allowed us to develop a space vehicle that weighs almost 1 million pounds and is the size of a football field. The International Space Station was one of the greatest scientific platforms ever constructed. The zero gravity that space provides a unique environment for the study of the human body. The effects of weightlessness have a very similar effect to aging on the human body. The studies performed by astronauts have contributed to our understanding and prevention of osteoporosis. Let me give you another example of how science NASA does in space relates to you on Earth. I bet most of you either know somebody or have had LASIK vision correction surgery. Did you know the technology for tracking the eye is derived directly from the technology used by the space shuttle for capturing satellites? Just imagine the changes that will happen in the next 25 years. Your generation will have a chance to return to the moon. You'll have a chance to go to Mars. And you're going to develop these technologies that are probably the science fiction of today. The International Space Station is not only a partnership with Russia, it also includes contributions by the Canadian Space Agency, the European Space Agency, and the Japanese Space Agency. In all, 22 countries have contributed to the construction of the most complex engineering feat ever accomplished. I would like you to think for a moment of how challenging it would be to design a space vehicle have its components constructed all over the world and assembled in space. We're not talking about just the mechanical interfaces, but the electrical, the computer, and the software interfaces that all have to be compatible. Once again, this demonstrates how technology has brought us closer together as a society. The International Space Station is also a good reflection of the business world today. For example, take your mobile phone. There are components made from all over the world. In order for that phone to be assembled properly, requires integration of not only the individual parts, but effective communication between languages and cultures. During my tenure as a flight director, I've learned that working through translators does not always get the point across. It may take several iterations to arrive at a proper understanding. My recommendation to you is to prepare yourself for what is going to be more and more a global economy. Take the time to learn a new language, and if you're traveling to a foreign country, learn about the culture. Let me share a short story with you. I was recently in Moscow for a meeting on the European space vehicle, which we call ATV. During the evening social, the toasting began with the lead from the Russian delegation, followed by the European lead. Since I was the senior NASA representative, everyone was looking for me for the third toast. I took a moment, I composed my thoughts, gave my toast, and I sat down and I said, you know what, that was pretty good, Jerry. You did a good job on that. Not a few seconds later, one of my European colleagues came over and told me, Jerry, in the third toast, you're supposed to give it to the women in the delegation. I'm like, oh, no. So fortunately, my European colleague had my back, and he quickly stepped in and gave an additional toast. Now, granted, this wasn't any international incident and just a minor faux pas. However, this is a good example of how understanding another culture is important in doing business. In the coming months, some of you are going into college, some in the military, and some to destinations not yet determined. Whatever your role in this tomorrow, know that it will be a challenge, and you may not be successful on your first or even your second attempt. As you can imagine, being a flight director is a very competitive process. Not only does it require several years of experience, but it also requires a demonstration in leadership skills. When I went into my first interview cautiously optimistic, thinking I had the right stuff, I was very disappointed when I was not selected, and I was practically crushed when I was passed over for the second time. However, I took each failure as a learning opportunity. I requested a debrief from the interviewer, and based on that feedback, went and focused on areas that I needed to improve. On my third attempt, I was selected, and after about 10 months of extensive training, I became NASA's 75th flight director. The point is, do not give up just because you're not successful on the first or even the second attempt. Perseverance is a quality that will help you in any career. As you move forward after graduation, you are going to continue to follow your dreams. I want you to know it's all right to adjust your dreams. Let me explain. From early on in my life, I've been interested in aviation and aerospace. Everything I did, from the classes I took to my after-school activities, were focusing on becoming a pilot in the Air Force. Unfortunately, by the time I got to college, my eyesight now would allow me to follow that goal. I took my passion for aerospace in a different direction, and I was able to obtain a job with NASA. And today, I have the privilege of being only one of 80 flight directors in the history of NASA. Achieving one's dreams are rewards for your hard work. Remember, in today's technology-driven world, it is important to prepare yourself for the ever-expanding opportunities in international partnerships. Take the time to learn a new language. Familiarize yourself with the culture before going abroad. And most importantly, stay focused on your goals. And don't let setbacks keep you from achieving your dream job. In closing, I'd like to borrow a quote from an icon from both of our generations, Mr. Steve Jobs. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to do what you love. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sunshines. Yes, I could not let you go without saying that to you one more time. For those of you in the audience who may not know, I welcome our kids to school on many mornings with the Good Morning Sunshines, and they look forward to it every day. But again, good afternoon, class of 2012, family members, distinguished staff, and honored guests. It gives me great pleasure to speak to our graduates and their families on their special day. There's a principal speech that's already prepared for us to give in our graduation files, but I was prepared to speak from my heart, or inspired to speak from my heart, and share what I hope was the most important value that we were able to share with our students over the last 4 years. That is Wayne pride. Students, I know that you feel we have a lot of rules and expectations for your behavior. You definitely have shared your concerns with me about hall sweeps and dress code. But my sincere hope is that you now understand that we held you to those high expectations because obviously we knew you could reach them, and because throughout your life you will always be representing your family, your school, and your community. This representation of dignity and respect is an expectation for every graduate in any school. However, the lucky ones get to call it Wayne pride. Wayne pride is more than just about how you carry yourself. It's also about having pride for where you came from and having a willingness to give back to your community. I've met many alumni in my lifetime, myself and Dr. Barresi, both being proud graduates ourselves, and what always seems to bring all of us together is our passion and love for this community. So as alumni, we hope that you too will join us in never forgetting where you came from and always be willing to serve those who have helped you along your way. That is your family, your school, and your community. So graduates, by providing you with the opportunity to participate in events like Community Holiday Night, Zebra Spooktacular, Wayne Pride Night, Canley Cup Food Drive, and even Relay for Life, our hope was that we were able to help you get a sense of how good it feels to give to others. Those were all examples of giving back to the amazing and supportive community that our school district is fortunate to have. So on behalf of all staff members of Wayne Memorial High School, we are proud to say that the graduating class of 2012 has demonstrated repeatedly what it means to have Wayne pride. At Texas A&M's commencement address in 2004, George Tenet, who's the U.S. Director, or who was the U.S. Director of Central Intelligence, said, "It might seem unfair to say now, after you knocked yourself out on finals, but this is more than about grades. It's not just what you know, but how you think. It's not what you are, but who you are. Not just your background, but your value. So again, I remind you, you are the lucky ones. You are fortunate to be graduating from a school that not only cares about your academic success, but cares about your personal success as well, and we are extremely proud. You deserve to be proud of your school and your graduating class because the pride of who you are and where you came from is what separates you from everyone else in this world. So I encourage you to continue learning and growing in the years to come, and we personally face the future with confidence, knowing that the Wayne Memorial High School graduating class of 2012 will be there to lead us all in a challenging world. With over $3.6 million in scholarships awarded to this graduating class, we share in your family's pride of your accomplishments. And once again, I say to each and every one of you, Wayne Memorial High School class of 2012, you make us all proud to be zebras. The members of the class, go ahead, they deserve a round of applause. The members of the class of 2012 who are assembled here this afternoon have successfully completed the graduation requirements established by the Wayne Memorial High School and the Wayne Westland School District. Having earned their diploma signifies that the members of the class of 2012 have met or exceeded the standards set forth by the North Central Association of Schools, the University of Michigan Bureau of School Services, and the State of Michigan. We, the administration and faculty of Wayne Memorial High School, recommend the class of 2012 to receive their diplomas. Now it is with honor and pride that I present this graduation class to the members of the Board of Education, fellow educators, parents, friends, and relatives. Ms. Carol Medell, our President of the Board of Education, I now present to you the graduating class of Wayne Memorial High School, class of 2012.
done. Congratulations. On behalf of the other school board trustees, I would like to congratulate you on your making it to your goal of graduating with a high school degree. My favorite songwriter, Diane Warren, said it best in my favorite song. It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but your time is finally here. Indeed, your time is finally here. Your administrators, teachers, counselors, and most of all, your parents and family members are also very proud of you and what you have accomplished. You have overcome many obstacles in your life to get here today. Your future now lies before you, and the choices are now yours and yours alone. It doesn't matter that in kindergarten you wanted to be a doctor or the ice cream man in the cool truck. It doesn't matter that in middle school you wanted to be a rock star or an Olympic gold medalist. In high school you finally began to see a glimpse of what your future could hold for you. Your school district and its employees have been there for you the whole time, pushing you, directing you, making you think. We as educators provided you with opportunities to expand your knowledge. We helped find where your interests lie. We showed you the path to learning. Now it's your turn to understand that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Never stop learning about how to become more effective and translate your learning into action. As you leave us today, some of you are going off to a career that will afford you the opportunity to sharpen your skills learned at our Career Tech Center or at the Adult and Continuing Education Center. Some of you are going on to college where you will continue your education. Some of you are going to enter the military, and there you will further your knowledge and skills. No matter what path you have decided to take, you take it with all of our hopes and dreams for your success. Another one of my favorite writers, Langston Hughes, wrote the following: "Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it and splinters and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time I's been a-climbing on and reaching, climbing and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So don't you turn back. Don't you set down on the steps, 'cause you finds it kinder hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Keep moving forward on those stairs. This district has taught you good techniques to use when times get tough. Use them. Find that great job that makes you want to get up early in the morning. Don't ever give up on yourself. While you were with us, we didn't give up on you. Our best wishes go with you today."
Ladies and gentlemen, again we wish to ask that you consider that this is a right and proper ceremony. We are sure that you agree that each family present today has a right to hear their graduate's name when it is announced. We ask that everyone demonstrate Wayne pride as you respectfully remain silent during the diploma ceremony and refrain from applause until every student has received their diploma. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we wish to ask that you consider that this is a right and proper ceremony.
Michael A. Caglio, valedictorian.
Kayla Susan Evans, valedictorian.
Brian Anthony Browning, valedictorian.
Carrie Renee Horton, valedictorian.
James Patrick Doyen, valedictorian.
Courtney Paige Ozog, valedictorian.
Alexander M. Dreshy, valedictorian.
Sarah Samantha Shepke, valedictorian.
Kyle Alex Saley, valedictorian.
Jamie N. Southern, valedictorian.
Avery Gale Berrien.
Ashley Ann Schaefer, salutatorian.
Jacob Massey.
Kylie Carol May Bearden.
Nicholas Ryan Young. Kelsey Elizabeth Nipsker. Ian Patrick Darcy. Corinne Roberta Pintar. Chester Francis Percy. Victoria Lynn Gillespie. Andrew James Layton. Harvey Ishmar. Zachary Michael Peachin. Jazzy Turner. Dylan D. Shepard. Janice Marie Blair. Zachary Donald Williams. Cassie Lynn Burns. Dylan Nicholas Stoddard. Ashley Renee Christensen. Sharif Adnan Nagabi. Celesta O. Enicher. Christopher M. Janos. Alexa Renee Gerard. Zachary Richard Langton. Megan D. Hennessy. Trevor Lawson. Emma Catherine Carter. Matthew Owen Phillips. Jennifer Lynn Truth. Cody Scott Kirk. Kayla Snell Ball. Nicholas James Williams. Veronica Anne-Marie Brummer. Jared Daniel Williamson. Brianna Mercedes Burgess. Cody Nicholas House. Erica Daniels. Seth Lee Baker. Alexandra May Duffy. Dean Edward Caldwell. Jessica Nicole Fisher. Ryan Charles Davis. Tara R. Gonzalez Wilson. Anthony Lawan Ewing Jr. Joelle Elizabeth Green. Jared Lewis Green. Tiffany Marilyn Harris. Charles Joseph Buchman. Courtney Marie Hoover. Zachary Allen Huffman. Katrina Ann Newman. Adam James Carlisle Kay. Tania LaFay Lewis. Jordan Andrew Lowry. Nicole M. Oden. Lavatel Rayshawn Morgan. Esther Okenroll Moon. Dennis A. Pitlock. Chelsea M. Rowe. Demetrius D. Renfro. Keisha Ann Stanford. Michael Lewis Ringholz. Natasha Marie Tarnowski. Douglas Michael Puchon. Anne Marie Tennant. Christopher Glenn Schmidt. Monique Capri Williams. Lawrence James. Brianna Autumn Marcel. Marcel Lowell Trinity. Anna Javette. Dewan Deontay Walker. Marissa Alvarez. Thomas Wayne Winkle. Brittany Marie Madigan. Zachary Michael Woodward. India Leah Beeman. Khalid Anthony.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, we wish to ask that you consider this as a right and proper ceremony. We're sure that you agree that each family member present today has the right to hear their graduate's name.
Leanne Nicole Benson. Michael Allen Azarano. Marita Patricia Murray. Devon Anthony Adams. Kendall Ann Carter. David De Jesus Alvarado. Candace Paige Cole. Justin Mackenzie Anger. Erica Ryan Cooley. Elliot Clifford Arnold.
Delaney Noel Durr.
Aaron Kyle Martin.
Erica Ann Dye.
Elroy Bell.
Emily Ann Everett.
Brandon Lee Bennett.
Amber Rose Ross.
Sekou Bility.
Samantha Lynn Grubb.
Michael James Bolton.
Michaela Faith Gunther.
Jalen Jordan Huck.
Andre Isaiah Burrell.
Jasmine Alicia Jackson.
Timothy Lee Cannon.
Taylor Marie Johnson.
Adam Eric Bundy.
Alexis Lauren Levine.
Derek Wesley Carpenter.
Jenna Lee Langston.
Dylan Lee Chandler.
Alicia A. Hansen.
Jacob Andrew Sharon.
Kayla N. Purdue.
Sean Cecil Chatterton.
Kaylee Sean Porto.
Andrew John Chumrose.
Amari R. Smith.
Cody Allen Collinsworth.
Amber Dawn Smith.
Andrew J. Compton.
Samantha Lynn Sparks.
Michael Lavondre Cooper.
Erin Elizabeth Strupa.
Andrew Thomas Cornwell.
Cheyenne Alyssa Truehill.
Colin David Colvin.
Dixie Marie Watkins.
Charles R. Curley.
Ajay Iman Moore.
Quentin DeAndre Davis.
Ashley Whitmore.
Nicholas Giovanni DeGiusti.
Stephanie Ann Barrett.
Kevin Matthew Deal.
Elaine Marie Bazali.
Gabriel Lawrence Drake.
Caitlin Nicole Beck.
Homer Lee Ellis.
Lorraine Brown.
Eric Zachary Michael Farnstrom. Morgan Lee Boyd. Cameron James Cowden. Brianna Marie Brennan. Jerry Guy Frank. Jasmine Rose Rose. Darna Lamar Gavon. Rio Jovel Bryan. Darren Patrick Westmeyer. Janelle Clarice Tenorio
Danielle Luan McKenzie.
Jonathan Wesley Reitmeyer.
Samantha Catherine Miller.
Thomas Patrick Stronley.
L'Oreal Danae Miller Safford.
Jose Eduardo Rutgers.
Lindsay Moss.
Mark John Rowland.
Ayana Moulton.
Kurt Alexander Staley.
Wendy Nicole Overstreet.
Jeffrey Francisco Sanchez.
Leah Marie Palmer.
Edward Rochelle Salmers.
LaShante Betty Janae Pearson.
Cody David Schaefer.
Jessica Renee Poster. Shelby Holt.
Alexander Shaw.
Chelsea Green.
Brenton Jerome Sheeta.
Tiffany Nicole Ralph.
Donovan Snow.
Jasmine E. Richardson.
Jesse Edward Starr.
Alexandra Hyman.
Nicholas M. Nelber.
Ashley Marie Rickle.
Jamie L. Thayer.
Kenesha Renee Riley.
DeAndre Thompson.
Michelle Tatiana Robinson.
Brandon Kyle Tchaikovsky.
Zakira Amy Roper.
Neil Elliott Barras.
Desiree Elizabeth Sander.
Nicholas Gregory Wagner.
Samantha L. Miller.
Jamal William West. Shanterica Renee Shealy. Jeffrey Michael White. Brett Matthew Williams. Heather Renee Alexandra. Quentin D. Williams. Heather Lynn Smith. Andrew James Wilson. Marissa Lynn Smith. Ryan C. Wright. Cassandra Declan Smith. Jordan Delaney Wynn. Julie Ann Stanfield. Edward Kenneth Yarrow. Stephanie R. Thompson. Nicole M. Tyra. Jennifer Louise Tyson. Tina Renee Van. Jennifer Ashley Benson. Alyssa Nicole White. Hannah Marissa Wilkie. Brianna Bree Williams. Stephanie Mercedes Williams. Brittany Marie Willis. Maxine Mary Wolf. And Katisha Shanta Wood. Emily Christine Luke, valedictorian.
Patrick Ryan Adam Litter.
Brooke Michelle Petruska.
Samantha Ann Brady.
Elena Ventrice Brantley.
Destiny Abigail Clark.
Megan Lauren Watson.
Jennifer Lee McCaffrey, valedictorian.
Alyssa Lee Roberts.
Jennifer Lynn Farley, valedictorian.
Lillian Ann Reed, salutatorian.
Amy Papanow.
Cody J. Stephen Huffaker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're very excited. I'd like to bring the senior class president up here. It is my honor to introduce your senior class president, Amy Papanow.
afternoon, honored guests, family, friends, and the class of 2012. It's an honor to be able to speak to you today on one of the most momentous occasions of our lives. Please indulge me for a minute as I guide you through the teachings of a galaxy far, far away. In Star Wars, they start as younglings. Well, we are not younglings anymore. We are now young Padawans on our journeys to becoming Jedi Knights, letting the Force guide our way. However, we cannot leave behind what we have experienced here as younglings. Always remember. Remember this. Remember your teachers and friends. Remember the lessons you learned. Remember the voice of Wayne High, Mr. Bill Brooks, who lives on in memory. Remember the games and remember the dances. Bottom line, just don't forget, because it is important to hold on to your memories. Maybe your high school years weren't the best years of your life so far, but they are something you were a part of. Anything you are or were a part of, you should take pride in. Whether you came out on top or not, let this experience be a driving force that causes you to be better. Luke Skywalker wasn't the brightest lightsaber when he first began, but he managed to turn that around. And you can too. I mentioned journeys earlier. This is where ours begins. To help guide us on these journeys, I look to gain some wisdom from Jedi Masters. Obi-Wan Kenobi teaches us when he says, patience, use the Force, think. We must be patient on our journeys. Nothing will be handed to us. Use the Force, or in our case, the strength within us. When faced with a problem on our journey, we have to find our own solution by using what we know. Think. We have been told a million times to think before we act. Don't make your whole post-graduation experience based on impulse. Jedi Master Yoda once said, "On many long journeys have I gone, and waited, too, for others to return from journeys of their own. Some return, some are broken. Some come back so different, only their names remain. These journeys may change us. It is our responsibility to make it a change for the better." Although he was no Jedi Master, only a very wise man, Gandhi teaches us to be the change we wish to see in the world. If you want something to be different, then make the difference and live it. Be who you want to be, and be your best no matter who you are. Even with the knowledge that Darth Vader was his father, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda taught Luke Skywalker to use the Force to overcome obstacles he may face along his journey. Regardless of your journey, do your best. All of our journeys will be different. I am going into the military. Many of you are attending various colleges and universities. Perhaps some of you are taking a break from school and going back at a later date. Maybe some of you are traveling the world, or saving it. Do your best at whatever it is that you are doing and make a difference. I know I will. In conclusion, my fellow Padawans, I would like to wish you all good luck on your journeys. I also want to remind you to never forget. Hold on to these moments and all other youngling experiences, because if you let them go, you never know if you're going to wish them back. I have faith in all of you and hope that on our separate journeys, our paths will cross again. May the Force be with you.
Thank you, Amy. Mr. Eric Batorf will lead the members of the Vocal Dimension and Wayne Memorial High School Concert Choir in singing the Alma Mater. Will everyone please rise?
Audience, please remain in your seats until all the graduates have left. Please do not go to the diploma distribution area or block the aisle as the graduates leave. There are many nice opportunities for pictures after the graduates pick up their diplomas. Thank you. Will everyone please stand in honor of the Wayne Memorial High School graduation class?